Shalom and welcome to 2 Minutes of Torah. This year is entitled Daf Yomi Yevamot Samach Daled Amid Aleph. The Gemara has a fascinating line. The Gemara asks why were the matriarchs barren. The Gemara writes, why? Hashem Hashem desires as a tava for the tefillah of tzaddikim. This Gemara, of course, has to be analyzed properly. If you take it literally, it's very difficult. So Hashem makes them pregnant because he has a desire, he has a need to hear that tefillah. And then he hears that tefillah like, everything is good now. You cannot take the Gemara that way. You cannot speak such a way about Hashem, that Hashem has needs, he has desires, and those desires are somehow fulfilled by the woman, by the matriarchs davening. It's a hard way to understand it. It's a wrong way to understand it. And Midrashim have to be analyzed just like every Gemara and every Halach in the Gemara is analyzed. So too Midrash has to be analyzed that it makes sense, something that's possible and acceptable within the ideas of our Masorah. So it could be that the matriarchs could not have children right away, and that's exactly what Hashem wanted. Why? The average person has a child. How much time is put in to think about, why am I having a child? What's the purpose of a child? What do I need to do before I have a child? What are my aims? What are my purposes? Can I fulfill those aims and purposes? Can I do it together with my husband? Are we a good team? Are we going to be good parents? If you don't even have goals and guidelines, well, where are you going with all this? So the average person doesn't even think he or she learns on the job. So it's with marriage. Person just goes into marriage, not a clue what to do. And just hope he's going to wing it. And so too with raising children. If one wants to be a doctor, he'll never wing it, become a doctor. He's going to go to medical school for 10, 15, 20 years, and then he'll be a doctor. He'll train himself for it. And so too for parenthood and fatherhood, the same thing. One should be training for it. But that's just not life. We don't do that even though we should. Hashem said, not for the matriarchs. The matriarchs are going to become the leader of the Jewish nation. They need to be on a very high level before they become matriarchs. They need to really think about what they're doing, what their goals are, what their passions are, what their needs are. Why they're looking to have children? Is it an ego trip? Is it stam motherhood? Is it because they want to be raising the Jewish nation? What is it? They need to work on it. They need to think about it. They need to present those ideas before me. And then, and only then, when they go ahead and think it through and work through the ideas properly, and then call out to Hashem, Hashem, please help. This is my goal. This is my objective. This is what I'm trying to accomplish. Then Hashem says, now you're ready. You reach the level. So it could be that a medrash on first glance sounds almost theoretical. God has desires, he has a need, and he'll put the matriarchs through pain so they could go ahead and satisfy his needs. We don't say that about God. But to say this approach, that God's looking to help them develop, yes, it's painful, it's difficult for them, but he's going to bring them to the highest levels. So then they can become matriarchs because they'll be ready and they had the training ground beforehand through their thoughts, introspection, and tefillos. Then already there's a whole nother way. Whole new insight into the medrash and the tefillah of the matriarchs. Shalom.